dear students. Today we are going to deal with the topic mushroom cultivation. Last class we have a look on different types of mushrooms used for cultivation. You already studied the scientific name and common name of different types of mushrooms used for cultivation throughout the world and in India. Usually the mushroom is used as a food. The history long back from 2000 years, but it is as a proof, it is in China. There is a long back history of mushroom which is used as food. You already know that in China mushroom is used in various soups and various food items. But in European countries, we find out that in European countries only the usage of mushroom as food is from 18th century. In our botany department is offering the course mushroom cultivation and marketing, that you can find or you can also study the way of how this mushroom can be cultivated. Before that, going to detailed on that topic, first we have to, then another thing we have to remember is that why common people are afraid of taking this mushroom as food. The one reason is because of its toxic nature. You already hear that the amanita, which is the most poisonous mushrooms, which is dark, bright colored and is orange colored, and this orange or dark colors gives an attraction for them to be selected, but common man identified that it is most poisonous and may leads to even death. And the toxic substance produced from this amanita, one species of poisonous species of amanita is Amanita muscaria, and the toxic substance is amatoxin, which is very dangerous for humans and animals. And when we go back to the how these mushrooms are cultivated, before that you have to be a little knowledge on the classification of mushrooms. Here I am dealing with the paddy straw mushrooms. Paddy straw mushroom, you hear the term in the last class, paddy straw mushroom. The scientific name is Wolverilla, and you have to study 3 species of this paddy straw mushrooms, which are the Wolverilla wolvoceae. Spelling also you have to note it. Wolverilla wolvoceae. Another species is Wolverilla esculenta. And another one is Wolverilla dysplasia. These 3 species has to be known. In examination basis, it may be asked name 3 different or 1 or 2 species or 1 or 2 species of paddy straw mushrooms. It may be asked. So you have to study these scientific name. Another thing, the students from arts group has to know that when we write this is the scientific name, or we can say it as a binomial name. When we write the scientific name or binomial name, you have to write either in italic manner, and also otherwise you have to underline it. The first name is the genus name and second name is the species name. Like humans, what is the scientific name? Homo sapiens, and Homo is the genus name and sapien is the species name, and like that Wolverilla is the genus name and Wolvaceae is the species name. We can also write it as Wolverilla species. That means different species of Wolverilla. Then another thing, before going to deal with the paddy straw mushroom cultivation, you have to find just the classification or taxonomy side of this paddy straw mushroom. It belongs to the, you also know that it belongs to the main group fungi. And among the fungi belongs to the subdivision Basidiomycotina, and belongs to the order Agaricales, and belongs to the family Plutaceae. This name you have to know. Basidiomycotina, agaricales and Pluteaceae. Subdivision Basidiomycotina, order agaricales, family Pluteaceae. Okay. Then we are going to deal with how these mushrooms are cultivated. Then where it is cultivated. For the cultivation of mushrooms, I am sure that you always seen the mushrooms growing in the during in the soil during rainy season. Okay, maybe your mother may take or choose these agaricus for making some special curries, and choosing that agaricus or choosing that mushrooms is still basis of the ideas which she get from the ancestors. But so we can't able to show that whether that mushrooms have poisonous effect. But for the surety, here now what we do is that we are cultivating this mushroom. Cultivation, mushroom cultivation. We are cultivating. For mushroom cultivation, what we do is that we have to identify what is the substrate or which substrates are used for this cultivation. Substrate means the term substrates. Substrates means where it lives or the place where this mushroom can grow or the material where the mushroom can grow. The substrates may be different substrates can be used. Maybe paddy straw, dried banana leaves, some pieces of wood, small pieces of wood, wood powder. In some case, moist soil can also be used. These are the different substrates which can be used for growing these mushrooms. That is paddy straw. What is paddy straw? Which we can call it Malayalam as kachi. Paddy straw, then dried banana leaves, then small pieces of woods and wood powder or moist soil can be used. In all these substrates, what the mushroom utilize for its growth is cellulose. What is cellulose? Mushroom can utilize the cellulose and lignin. Lignin present in these substrates. That is, these fungi. The mushrooms belongs to the fungus group. This fungi can convert the cellulose and lignin present in this mushroom, present in these substrates for this growth. So, first you have to study what are the different raw materials or different substrates used for the cultivation of mushrooms. What are the different substrates? They are paddy straw, dried banana leaves, pieces of wood, wood powder, moist soil and so on. Different substrates can also be used. We have to identify, and also the dried grasses can also be used. But one we have to know that since these materials are using, you have to sterilize this material. Otherwise what happens, in addition to growing of paddy straw mushroom, in addition to that, another mushrooms which is from the air, thus its seeds may come and it will also start growing along with this paddy straw mushroom. So we have to sterilize these substrates. Okay. Then we have to be a look on what material of this paddy straw mushroom is used for cultivation. The material which used for paddy straw mushroom cultivation is the term spawn, S-P-A-W-N. Spawn, in otherwise we can call it as seed. It does not mean that mushrooms produce seed, but it is a spawn is a group of or mycelium which for the growth of paddy straw mushrooms. Then what is the mycelium? I think that you have studied the structure of mycelium and all from the first topic by Archana Miss. And the mycelium which will be coated with some starch powder or some other substance. It will be taken in detail in the next class, and that structure is called spawn. And so spawn is used for the cultivation of mushrooms. And also in the later we have to study what are the different methods of mushroom cultivation. There are bed method mushroom cultivation, there are field method of cultivation, there are polythene bag method cultivation and all. So here I am winding up. Today we deal with the padistro mushroom and different species of padistro mushroom Volverilla. Another one is the classification of this padistro mushroom. Then about the cultivation, substrates used for this cultivation. Then what is the raw material for growing this padistro mushrooms in that substrate. And what is the material used for cultivation. The material used for cultivation is the spawn, and this spawn is usually produced artificially. That all topics we deal in the next class. Thank you students. I hope you are safe at home. Winding up from Devi Priya. Thank you.